Guys, and welcome back to Truth Bros. My name is Tanya and I am your host. So, I hope everybody is doing well, keeping safe and staying positive during these difficult times. I know it's been a while since I've done a video, it's been a couple of months actually, but for the last couple of months I've kind of took this time as the most perfect time for soul searching, deep self-reflection, soul growth, searching for knowledge and just educating myself. For me personally, I feel like this is the most calm I've ever been in my whole entire life. It's the most focused I've ever been, and it's the most happiest within myself that I've ever been. And I feel like my connection with God has just got so much stronger, and I just feel a deeper connection to my creator. And overall, my life, I would say, is a lot more positive than it is negative. So now I've had time to just sit back and reflect and just look within. I feel like my faith has grown stronger. I'm feeling super confident and just so courageous. I hope and I pray that people are not wasting this time doing old negative things, living old negative emotional patterns, keeping their mind entertained by stupid things on social media that are just stupid and meaningless and that don't bring any kind of growth to who you are or to your soul. But instead, that I hope you're using this time for soul searching, self-educating yourself, learning about your body, about yourself, learning about your magnificent human mind and all the abilities that you've got that you didn't know that you had. Searching for God, trying to make that connection back to source, because in my opinion, God is going to be the only person that can personally and safely guide you out of all of this mess. And I also strongly believe that the one thing that so many people have forgotten about is their connection to God. God lives within your mind. God lives within everybody's mind. God has never left you and has always been within you, trying to communicate with you and guide you through your emotions. And that's just something that within time you learned to forget. But now that you're aware of it, you must now start trying to make a connection every single day through prayer, meditation, worship and service. It's so important that today you start reaching for God. God has always stuck to his side of the deal, and now it's time to start sticking to your half, and that is by meeting God halfway so that you can flourish in this life. Stop looking outside of yourself for answers. It's now time to start looking within yourself, because that's where the answers really lie.
The answer lies within ourselves. If you can't find peace and happiness there, it's not going to come from outside.
What I've learned is that life is like a radio or a TV, and you are the receiver of the channel.
Here's a short clip of Abraham Hicks explaining her radio analogy.
It's where everything that you've asked for is already vibrationally queued up for you, and it's ready to be manifested by you, provided you get on the vibrational frequency, just like the radio station is already broadcasting the song that you want to hear. And just because you don't have your tuner set to it doesn't mean that the broadcast isn't already happening. And it doesn't mean that a fine-tuning, a quick fine-tuning, wouldn't bring you the song instantly into your vehicle or into your house. The broadcast is there, and your ability to translate it into a reality is this far away.
Everything around us is vibration waves. Our body translates vibration through our 5 senses.
If you don't like the channel that you are viewing, which is your reality, you have the ability to then tune yourself to the channel that you prefer.
Your vibration is Velcro that attracts only matching frequencies.
When you start tuning yourself upwards, that means you're getting happier and happier, you're getting closer to God, the more positive circumstances, situations you're attracting to yourself, and also the closer you're getting to living your true life purpose. If you start going down in channels, if you start tuning yourself downwards, it means that you're getting more negative in your life. It means that you're getting further away from God, and then the more negative things start being, the more negative circumstances, situations and people you start attracting around you. That's why it's important to lift yourself upwards. So if we say that this here is the emotional scale, this is our scale of reality. This is reality, yeah? These are the different levels of reality that we can tune to. Here is negative, and up here is positive. So this is the most negative that you can be, and this is the most positive that you can be. So let's say that here we'll put Corona. This is the channel that people are viewing now. This is where Corona is. This is where most people are tuned into. By feeding you negative energy and by keeping people living in fear, that this is where they're holding you vibrationally. Each day you can start tuning yourself out of that reality and start bringing yourself up and up. And this is where optimism and faith comes in. Let's say faith, optimism. So let's say you start getting some faith, optimism, and you start raising your vibration up here. Now you're immune to this because your vibration is high. You've raised yourself out of that reality. But when you bite into all of the negative stuff, this is where you're going to hold yourself in this holding place. You need to let it go. You need to try and turn yourself away from it and start raising your vibration. Understand that that's happening. Yeah, it's happening. It's like on any TV, everything's happening on any channel, but the minute you don't like it, you tune yourself and you turn over to another channel. Whether it's happening or not, you are no longer facing that. You are now facing something else. The minute you start looking at this and start focusing on this, and you start focusing on happiness, love, positivity, you will start rising upwards. But living in fear and all the rest of it is going to hold you down here. What my mission and a lot of people on this earth is to help people raise their vibration. Here, let's say anywhere from here to here, you're tuning into negativity. And this is where we've been holding ourselves most of our lives, is in this little bracket here. But what we didn't realize is that all this is up here. All these channels are up here. All these positive channels, love. Even though this is happening, we can still tune into this up here. We can still make ourselves happy and love and in love and positive. At first, it can seem difficult to start raising your vibration and switching from a negative to positive. And that's only because you've been conditioned for so many years to see the negative rather than the positive in every situation. So now it's just a bit of practice every day. To start practicing it. Just, you find yourself in a negative place, just try and switch it to positive. And it's just repetition. The more you do it, is the more it becomes a habit to you. The more you do it, the easier it becomes.
Practice makes perfect. After a long time of practicing, our work will become natural, skillful, swift and steady.
The whole reason why I've done this video is to try and encourage people to start looking into self-love and self-mastery.
One can have no smaller or greater mastery than mastery of oneself.
To me, I believe that every single person should have already been practicing these things. I feel like the fact that people haven't been doing this is the reason why collectively we have found ourselves in such a negative place on this planet. Just so you know, this ain't aimed at the ladies. I'm not talking about self-love as in getting your nails done, getting your eyelashes done, getting your hair did, or going to get a pedicure or manicure. I'm not talking about that. The self-love I'm talking about is attainable by every single being on this planet, by every man, woman and child. The self-love that I'm talking about is protecting your vibration and your energy and loving who you are as a human being and who you was created to be. So this involves talking to yourself in a loving, positive way rather than putting yourself down, forgiving yourself more, attending to your vibration more, self-educating yourself, loving yourself more, taking time out for self-reflection. And a part of self-love also is growth and not responding to every animalistic feeling that you get within yourself. So for instance, kicking casual sex in the butt, because not every man or every woman deserves sexual attention from you. So that's where self-love comes into it, knowing your worth. You've got many people out here that are like vultures. These people will use you and abuse you as much as you let them. And they don't care. They really and honestly do not care how you feel. So that is why it's important to start learning about your self-worth, and that is all down to self-love. And when you start learning your worth, then you know who to give your energy to and who not to give your energy to, because not everybody is deserving of your energy. This is coming into protecting your vibration and protecting your energy. Because when you start to love yourself, you start to be more weary about who you put yourself around. Now you start caring about who hurts you. You care about your own heart. You no longer want to put yourself through any negative stuff. You no longer want to put yourself in a position where people can hurt you and use you and just treat you like you're worth nothing, because now you know you are valuable. And the more you let people not see your value, is the less valuable you become. Every single one of us has built within us the ability to know right from wrong. You already know positive from negative. You don't need to tell nobody what that is. So you need to take a deep reflection within yourself and ask yourself if how you're living your life is right or wrong. Is it positive or negative? You already know. It doesn't matter how much you've tried to trick yourself in the past. Now it's time to start being real with yourself. Be 100% real with yourself. How you've treated people, is that right or is that wrong? Now is the time for deep self-reflection. If you've done any wrongs in the past, now it's time to correct them. If you've hurt somebody deeply, now is the time to correct your wrong. If anybody's hurt you deeply, now is the time to find that forgiveness within your heart. Because before you can move on with your life and be happy, you have to let go of any grudges that you've got within your soul. Because those grudges are going to hold you back. Grudges stop you from moving forward. That's why forgiveness is taught, because forgiveness frees you and frees your mind. Whether the other person has accepted their wrong or not, it doesn't matter. Forgive them and move on. You don't have to speak to them. You don't have to build another relationship with them. But from when you forgive them within yourself, then you're cleaning out your own garden, and now you can move forward, and now you're happy within yourself. Forget anybody else. You're doing this for yourself, not for nobody else. Self-love, self-discipline, self-education, self-appreciation is all a part of self-mastery. Self-educate. Learn about who you are and about where you're going. Don't be a sheep that just follows other people. If someone tells you something, go and look into it yourself. Make that certain within yourself. Make that solid. It's easy to be deceived, especially when you don't really know much of anything. So don't just be quick to believe everything that you hear from anybody that might sound like they know what they're talking about, because some people actually don't have a clue about what they're talking about. It's good to do your research, because then you become aware of the spiritual pretenders. You become aware of people that are faking it. There's so much people that are faking happiness, that are faking spirituality. It's all fake. But all you need to understand is, and what you need to stay focused on is, all your knowledge is going to do is help you grow spiritually, physically, and mentally. If you feel like it's bringing you down a negative path, turn away and leave it alone. I have a morning routine that I do that helps me stay focused, that helps me raise my vibration daily, helps me to stay positive, helps me to stay optimistic, and just helps me to raise my vibration every morning and just take little baby steps to become more and more of who I'm supposed to be. What I have done is I have put my morning routine into a 28-day plan that me and my sister have finalized, that we are now ready to distribute to anybody that needs help in raising their vibration and staying positive. So what this 28-day plan will do is give you a guideline on what to do each morning to stay positive. We recommend that you follow this plan for the 28 days, because it usually takes about 28 to 32 days for a new routine to get downloaded. If anybody is interested in having this plan and wants to try it out and see how it goes for them, then just send me a message on any of my social media platforms. Even leave a comment below with your email address, and I'll make sure that gets sent out to you straight away. Stay safe, stay focused, Stay smart, stay wise. Don't be easily led down the negative path. It's time to turn off the TVs. Turn off your TV. Turn inwards and start looking for guidance inwards.
I hope this information can help just one person, but I pray it helps many. Stay positive and never give up. There is a way out of the darkness, a light at the end of the tunnel. First, believe in God. Second, believe in yourself.